Mazda 6, man, what an absolute mission, man. Right, because you cannot get onto that mount there, right? So I've had to take the engine ECU, unbolt it, right, and just move it out the road. You can't get the actual bolts out it because they're all security bolts, right? So they'd all need buffed through, so I'm not going to bother with that. So I managed to get, I dropped one bolt actually, so I'll need to fish that. Hopefully it's underneath the car. I think it is because I did hear it drop. So there's 1, 2, 3 bolts in the mount, and then I had to jack it up as well, and then it's no end of grief, to be honest with you. Even then my hands are absolutely killing me. There's some amount of tension on that boy, I tell you. So hopefully it'll be all good. I didn't find nothing wrong with any of the tensioners, and even, right, so there you go, pause here, I'll show. I even modified my socket, right? I could have went a bit straighter, but anyway I managed to get it anyway, so there you go. So Mazda 6, absolute pain in the ass to get the alternator belt, man, pain in the ass. So hopefully it's all good. Right, I charged the battery up on this earlier on, but yet. Right, party people, so the Mazda, I left it overnight. I parked it up obviously, and then I left it overnight just to see if it would start on its own without any influence from me on the battery, and it did. And that light wasn't on this morning. That battery message, so that's good. So all we need to do now is just put the battery clamp back on. Obviously we've done that alternator belt. Yeah, the alternator belt. Oh, I've got one bolt actually I need to put in, so I'll let you see what I've done with that. It's probably in my trolley. So you need this wire, right? There's 2 bolts there on this little plate, and then that allows you, sorry, yeah, those 2 bolts there, 1, 2, 3 and the wire, so 4 bolts on the ECU, right, and that allows you just to get that moved out the road. We've then got 1 bolt going in that way, right, and then, yeah, so 1 there and 2 down the way, so 3 bolts, and then I was able to get in, and I basically had to get a socket, and I buffed in the socket as well because just no room. I tried everything not to prevent lifting the engine mount, but so anyway I had a 17mm wherever it's went to, and I had to buff it. I think I've showed you that anyway, so it's in there somewhere. I need to clean all that away, so I'll sort that later. So it's a bit of pain, this one, but thankfully it's righted itself, whatever that light was for. The battery light it was on, so thankfully that's not on anymore. Right, so we don't have any ones at the moment, so that's good. So something to do with this probably, this IE look thing, which apparently is a big capacitor which is down here according to that. So anyway, it's all done now, so let's see what this sticker's for. Fan, don't put your hand into the fan, good idea. Maybe just telling you where your max is, like don't go past that. These do have issues with oil level rise in this car, so I wonder if that sticker's been thereafter. Now, as I've said to the customer as well, this one has had the sun poppet, so I wonder if it has had some VPF issues. I believe what happens with them is the VPF gets choked up, the thing constantly tries to regen itself, fires a load of fuel in, it then dilutes the diesel, the oil gets too thin, and it knackers the big end shells, so I have seen in Mazda these engines out. So all I can tell is that this one's had the sun pop up, I'm not sure why. Anyway, we'll be back on the next one. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and have yourselves a fantastic day, okay? I was literally just about to message the guy and just say give me a full name for the invoice, because obviously I know the car sales place is obviously going to be paying him back. The car just cut out on me. I wasn't even in the car, I was talking to the partsman, and he says, oh, that's just died. I says, it's maybe the intelligent stop start. However, I just went to start it there and it sounds like the engine's, something's not right with the engine. It sounds like it's got compression. Oh, there we go. But that's not right. In the car when I was out of road test, it seemed to chug a little bit to start with. I think it was telling me, maybe see if he can get his money back. That's not right, that engine did not sound right. I think we'll maybe plug the Diag machine back in and see what's going on. Right, so quality hotel machine, it's found the car for us. Right, it's 2.2 litre diesel. And I'm probably right onto something with this one. The car, obviously the sump's been off it, so it probably has had DPF issues. And when I drove the car there to start with, it seemed to chug a little going up the hill, and it seemed a bit flat when I went into second. When the block a couple of times, it seemed to clear itself. There's no faults in it, so might be a mechanical fault. So okie dokes. Okie dokes, we'll just need to put the car outside and just need to tell the customer that is what happened with the car. So it did cut out, and it did take an incredibly long time to restart, and the engine did sound like it had no compression. No idea why. Obviously there's no fault codes there, there's no lights on the dash. It was smoking a wee bit, which has stopped now. It was smoking a little bit. So yeah, the customer just need to monitor this. I don't know how long he's been driving it for and how long he had to drive it. I think only since last week, I think. So there you go, if you haven't already, hit the thumb, hit that subscribe button, have yourselves a great day, man. So look at Mazda again, on the floor for a snap belt, and was they running?
Too great, it's now get coolant everywhere. When I started this up here, there was a horrendous noise off it there. I was too late to go and get the camera. By the time I came back it had stopped. You can see in there's a pile of coolant just lying on that alternator bracket down there, just in there, and there you can just see the red. So a fair old bit came out. I don't see anything flying at it in a minute. It's probably the water pump. It's not a very nice job at all. It did, it sounded terrific. I'll put it up there and see if we can see anything above, underneath, sorry. I can see where it's dripping to. Right. Why yet? I don't know exactly where it's dripping from. I can see roughly where the leak is. So I'm not sure if it's that switch in there or what's in there, but it seems to be coming out of that inlet manifold. So I'll need to stay with that. I'll need to phone up and see what's in there, what could have caused that. Might just be that switch. I'll need to try and get that unplugged. See, it's quite difficult to get to. So you just kind of see that actually. So you can just see the brass fitting with the black plug on it. There must be a coolant sensor in there, and I can just see there's water dripping through underneath that manifold. Quite clearly red coolant. So definitely could just be running along. I'll switch that off. You know, the guy that sold this vehicle phoned me up. So about a month ago. The motor's been off the road for about a month. The laddie had it on the road a weekend, I think, and the Friday it was recovered to me. He got it back on the Saturday, chucked it again on the Monday, took it back to the place he bought it, had a falling out with him, took it somewhere else. He did a carbon clean on it. Next day it was recovered to me, coolant flying at the back of the manifold, car wouldn't start, sounded like it had no compression. We got it started again, and we're not going to run it again until we find out exactly what's wrong with it. I believe it's drawn coolant into the cylinders, and I did say to the customer, not to the person that sold the vehicle. I'm not interested in the person that sold the vehicle, couldn't care where the vehicle come from, no concern of mine. But I did say there's something right with this car, mate, eh? And then the guy that sold it was on the phone going, how can you say that engine's fucked? Well, I didn't. What I said was, I deem there's something wrong with that engine, and it's not right. And here we go. I was fucking right. Why did I know that? Just experience, man. Experience. That's it. Wait to see this. Genius mode. Who did that? Eh? Why not put it this way? What an idiot. whoever did it. So I don't know if I can get in down the back of that, I hope so. I'm going to be able to get in with just an open end spanner. Otherwise we need to take these 2 nuts off there. Take those 2 nuts off, that's another gasket, it's even more money. So I'm not sure what's wrong with it yet, so I'm going to need to strip the manifold off it maybe. Blank some of the coolant pipes off and pressure test it with it. I'll put everything kind of back together but have the manifold off. I need to see if this EGR cooler's failed and it's spraying coolant in. Could be the gasket's failed, but I believe it's drawn coolant into the cylinders, and I believe it's been happening for the first day I've seen the car, to be honest with you. Right, so now that I've got that throttle body off, I'll try and rig this up, but I can just see it now. And there, all the pink is all dried in coolant. Bits of white stuff, I don't know what that is, so it's definitely coolant and something else. Not sure what the white bits are. Obviously we can see in there, right, there's a puddle of coolant. But in here as well. Just run, see I've got a wee plastic cap in there, that could just have run into there, because I didn't see any coolant on this side, which was your EGR side. So in here there's like a little chamber which is separate to the inlet manifold, although it's going into the inlet manifold, it is separate in there. There's a chamber that's just taking water, so unless that manifold's cracked or the gasket's away, I think possibly what we're looking at is a head gasket failure. I was speaking to a friend last night and he said they had one of these in Citroen, Arnold Clark, just recently, and it was the same kind of thing. They sent it away into the carbon clean, and unfortunately after the carbon clean, a wee while later, wasn't long later, the head gasket went on it. They're putting that in the carbon clean, for instance. They said, oh, was that that caused it? But what the guy said as well was, he says, it's starting the car, really difficult to start, he says, and then once it seems to be started, it seems to be okay. You know, it actually sounds okay, but getting it started, so it's a similar kind of thing. And obviously I can see this has been going on for a while, because it's all, look down there, there's all bits of dried in coolant, right? So it's been there for a while, this fault. Right, down there again you can see it all. Right. It's been happening for a bit. And like, I know it's been apart at some point because some of the plugs have been off before, and you can tell they've been unclipped, so I've got a few more bits to come off. Okay, so I've got all the pipes off, all the wires off, just the bolts out. Honest to God guys, I went to the first two, I had my ratchet on it, right, and I thought, went to that one first, right, slack, right, went to that one, no touch down these with a ratchet, slack. Let's see what this one in here is like, if I can get to it. Also slack. Right, it was a wee bit tight on another one. One down there. Completely slack. No touch this one either. That's completely slack. What the earth's happened to this? That's completely slack. Completely slack. One more. Every single bolt slack on it. So I was going to send the EGR cooler away for testing. I think now we'll need to put a gasket on this and see. I'm struggling on this, to be honest. I'm struggling to wonder how the coolant has got there and think there. Right, so obviously this manifold was slack, right? But there's your water jacket there. Right, that one there. Let's see. Right, this here is your water jacket, right? So, and you can see there's a pool of water there, right? So the whole manifold was slack. So the water would just have been pouring down onto there. Now the car was, I've seen this car. I come in, so the alternator belt was snapped. And then conked, it was flat on the road, brought it back into the garage to scan it, it conked it, I just thought it switched itself off, and it was really struggling to start, and then it's been the same ever since. I could honestly God do all this manifold, fix the leak and find the car's still the same. You know, it might not have it won't have a leak anymore because the manifold was slack, but I might still have this issue with it no running right and no starting right. Other people, so obviously if we have a look as well in these ports, right, it might be quite hard to see anyway. I can see it, but so if you look in, it is well carboned, right? Especially there you can see it's hard. It is hard to see it on the camera. Right, I'll turn that off. Maybe the flash just shine the light in. You see a little bit of the lumps there. Maybe I can see right into the valves. You guys will a bit. I can see right into the valves, and they were well cooked up in there as well. It's hard to see it in the camera, but the naked eye can see it there. It is well carboned up in there. And that is what I knew was wrong with these engines anyway. I told that the guy in Mazda that we get carboned up. Mitsubishi used to do this as well back in the day, and what we used was a walnut blaster. So Mitsubishi would send you a load of walnut shells in a big machine, hook it on, and then manifold, blast it out, and it would clean all the valves basically with the walnut shells. This one I think it would need to come apart. Right, mother truckers, we're back on the Mazda. So I'm just trying to figure it all out, to be honest with you. I think it's been apart for a while, so I've been waiting on some parts coming in for it. So I've got the EGR cooler back on. I've got these pipes to tighten up. I was just putting these brackets and stuff into a CE, so I've still got all of this, right? So I need to make sure I get it all in the right place. Otherwise I need to take stuff back off. So this one, like so, I think. Yeah, I'll need to go like that. So we'll get this on. We've got a load of pipes. Got the boost hose down here still to get on. I've put the wires back on, have I? Is that back on? No. One down here to get. Thankfully I noticed that. That'd have been a nightmare. Imagine putting that back in and going, oh no! Got an open circuit fault code. Because that's what would happen if it's not plugged in. You would have an open circuit code. That's back on there. So we need to try and get the boost hose now, which is the way down there, and the clamp's falling down as well. So, and then once we get it all back together, we'll need to test it all. Right, found that bolt line in the gearbox, that nut, sorry. So I never taken this one off, so it's 100% been apart before this car. Right, I don't really put it back in, but I should be able to get to it. I'd imagine that's what that's for. It was lying right on top of the gearbox, so my parts in from other ones, so I'll need to abandon this one now. We're just trying to fit this in when we can now. So is that not for there? It probably is, but well, that's the way back to the gearbox. Oh, I'm trying to put it on the wrong stud. That's right. Right, that's the 40. I'll get another one for it, I think. So, but the battery's back in. We've got the box to put back in, and then it's going to be, say, a little prayer for me, I think, because this car had right issues with starting. Sometimes it would cut out and I could never get it to go again. It was really giving me grief, this car. So there's that to go to air filter box maybe? Yeah, air filter box. So yeah, fingers crossed. I'm assuming there's not going to be any leaks now that we've everything tight and new gaskets everything cleaned up and sealed, but I don't know how it's going to run. Right, so all going well. We'll need to run the car up to temp because, you know, 1 minute it'll be running fine and the next minute we concrete it when they start again. So hopefully now that all that's back together, it starts better and we'll get some coolant in it and hopefully it's not leaking anymore. Set filter off, I want filter on, man. I'll need to make sure I'm not unplugged or anything like that. Oh, well, that's good. A couple of squeaks there, I don't know what that's all about. Jeez, the edges, the mileage is right, 666, car, the devil's car. Certainly, it started up no bother there, but I'll need to get some coolant in it and make sure I missed that coolant hose away down there. I managed to get it, but just been plugging that and fish the pliers in. So we'll need to get the coolant in it now and make sure I've probably got a wee run underneath the car, so we'll need to get the coolant in it, make sure it's all good. It's running again, but obviously I've got bolts for in here. Right, I've got a nut for in there. That clamp's knackered. It wasn't tight. It's tight, but it's not tight, and it'll be okay. But so a few of the odds and sods still to get back on. We'll get the coolant in it, we'll let it run up to temp, make sure it's all good. Right, so far no coolant leaks. This is minging in here, but whatever the hell is in there, that is, I don't know what's happened in there, but it's not very nice looking. So, and behind that gasket it was leaking, but all the bolts were slack, so whoever's took it apart, put it back together properly, no tightened them up right, or either that, if it's just vibrated itself slack. But I mean, the Japanese guys that built the engine, it didn't come slack the end of them, so I'm not sure. In the comment, can't comment on other people's work. Right, so I did indeed have a pipe off it, so it wasn't just overspill that one down in there. I'd missed that one, right, so hopefully it's all on now. Hopefully, man, hopefully. But aye, so I'll just try to bleed all the coolant up and then we'll put everything back properly. That's just me blowing it down, right, so hopefully it's all good, but like I say, the car's not been running great in the times that I've seen it anyway, so we'll let it all come up to temp. Recheck it all while we're doing this Renault. Jesus! So it was chugging in the block, I don't see any coolant leaks anyway, I don't see any big spewing out there, but look at the cloud of smoke, man, and there was a strange noise for the engine, so I shut the thing down. No, like, oh shit, it was really strange. So I shut it down, I started it back up, let it run for a minute or two, and it was there. I did get a couple of revs and it didn't seem to be there, but something not like this. Something seriously not like that. That is honest to God ridiculous, man, the amount of smoke. Jesus. Look at it. It's 1,000,000% come for that, right? Don't know what that is, but it's not good anyway. Right. Thing's only been around the block, it's been sat there running for the tours, just to get it all up to temp. I've got heat in the car. Right, I've obviously still got bits off it, right? We don't have any more coolant flying out of there anymore. But I do suspect there's something more wrong with this. So now that all this is, we can tidy all this up, put the engine under tray. I think I've moved it up the back up there, because it was all coolant, but aye, so it's now done. And I'll speak to the customer.